Welcome everyone! Get ready, because today we are diving deep into exactly how we are aligning our work toward our comprehensive school improvement plan to truly drive student success. I am so pumped to guide you through this explainer today, because we're taking something that usually feels like, just a giant stack of compliance paperwork, and we're transforming it into our clear, shared vision for the year ahead.
So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. How on earth do we translate a dense 40-page spreadsheet into actionable, inspiring practices for our classrooms? Seriously, how often do these plans just end up in a binder gathering dust on a shelf? Well, not today. Today, we are bringing this data to life. We're going to see exactly how these numbers, these strategies, and the funding allocations are specifically designed to support you, and most importantly, empower every single student who walks through our doors. And this is our foundational tool, our Continuous School Improvement Plan, or CSIP. We're taking this from a mere box-checking exercise to our living, breathing roadmap for closing achievement gaps. It's absolutely crucial that we are actively aligning our work toward our comprehensive school improvement plan, ensuring that every single action step we take actually moves the needle for our kids.
To get there, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with where we stand today, then look at our first priority area, literacy, followed by our second priority area, mathematics. Then we'll cover empowering our educators, engaging our families, and finally, aligning for success.
Okay, part 1. Where we stand today, honest data and real opportunities. Let's look at the numbers.
When we translate our 49.59% overall ELA content mastery into real breathing students, it reveals a pretty stark reality. Over 35% of our kids are right there in the beginning learner category. And when we look closer at our key subgroups, our Black and Hispanic students, our English learners, and our students with disabilities, we're seeing persistent gaps that absolutely require our immediate, hyper-focused attention. We literally have to own this data if we want to change it.
But here's the good news. These numbers aren't just arbitrary statistics. They point to specific root causes that we can actually fix together. In ELA, our data points to an inconsistent implementation of structured literacy. In math, we realize that relying too heavily on procedures has kind of limited our students' conceptual reasoning. And culture-wise, we saw a huge need for stronger culturally responsive teaching practices, especially for our beautifully diverse transnational community. Identifying these root causes is step 1 in aligning our daily work to our improvement plan.
And guys, we are building on an absolutely incredible foundation. This number right here, 4.21, that is our Gallup Employee Engagement Survey mean for the 2024-2025 school year. That puts our school in the 69th percentile nationally. It proves, without a doubt, that we have a highly supportive, highly collaborative climate. You all reported strong clarity of expectations and leadership support. That means we are totally primed and ready to do this hard work together.
Moving right along to part 2. Priority Area Literacy, Foundational Skills for All.
To make sure we are all speaking the exact same language, our main strategy here is structured literacy. Simply put, this means we are completely moving away from guesswork. We are systematically teaching our K-5 students how language actually works. We're talking explicit, daily instruction in phonics, phonological awareness, vocabulary, and comprehension, all of it perfectly aligned to the Georgia ELA standards. To pull this off, we've got a very specific toolkit. We're doing daily phonics using 95 Core Phonics and MyView or Wonders. We'll be using Amera screeners 3 times a year to pinpoint exactly where students need help. Then, during our PLCs, we're going to take that data and actually adjust our daily instruction. Plus, we're rolling out Jennifer Saravallo's writing portfolios to track student growth, while making sure we have targeted Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions for the kids who need that extra layer of support. Let's pivot to part 3. Priority Area Mathematics, Building Conceptual Understanding.
Now, math has honestly been a relative strength for us. We actually exceed our ELA performance. But the data still shows those persistent gaps for key subgroups. So to close them, we are intentionally shifting our focus. We are moving away from just memorizing rote procedures, right? Instead, we're dedicating ourselves to helping students deeply grasp mathematical reasoning, number sense, and complex, multi-step problem solving.
How do we do that? We are going to achieve this massive shift by leaning on the CRA framework. That means we make sure every single student first physically builds the math using concrete manipulatives. Then they draw it using representational visual models. And finally, they solve it abstractly. This exact progression is how we build true, lasting mathematical flexibility across every single grade level.
And when we combine that CRA framework with Polya's problem-solving process, game changer. We empower our students to tackle complex word problems fearlessly. By consistently using this template, understand, plan, solve, and check, we are throwing a lifeline to our English learners and our students with disabilities, giving them the exact academic vocabulary and visual models they need to crush at math.
All right, part 4, empowering our educators. Because listen, none of these ambitious instructional shifts are going to happen unless we are massively investing in you.
Aligning our work toward our comprehensive school improvement plan means we have to give you the actual tools to do so. Every strategy we are asking you to implement is fully backed by structured funding, dedicated coaching, and evidence-based planning. This logic model from our CSIP, it isn't just a fancy chart asking you to do more work. It's proof that we are providing the inputs, like budget and personnel, to ensure you can effectively produce the outcomes we all want for our kids.
We are actively supporting your daily grind. We've got rigorous, weekly PLCs where we will actually sit down and analyze foundational skill data. We're providing SIOP training to help everyone better support our English language learners. You're going to get ongoing, bi-weekly coaching cycles and walkthroughs that give you immediate, genuinely helpful feedback, not just an evaluation score. We are even sending our math leadership all the way out to the 58th Annual NCSM Conference in Denver so they can bring the absolute best practices right back to our classrooms.
Which brings us to part 5, engaging our families, our partners in this journey. At Allgood Elementary, we serve a highly transnational community, and we love that. But it means equipping our staff, our registrars, and our family liaisons with non-punitive language to address attendance is absolutely vital. We are reframing those late September arrivals and early May departures. They aren't signs of educational disengagement. They are transnational family patterns tied to cultural obligations. Making this simple mindset shift vastly reduces the stigma for our families and cuts down on frustration for our staff.
Beyond just changing how we think, we are rolling out the red carpet for our parents. We're hosting targeted, biannual numeracy and literacy nights. We are making sure every single resource sent home is translated and that interpreters are present, so language is literally never a barrier to supporting a child's learning. We're even opening up technology access in our Parent Center to support our families with their own workforce readiness and academic research.
And finally, part 6, aligning for success, our shared destination.
This is where aligning our work toward our comprehensive school improvement plan truly, deeply pays off. Look at this mission statement. All the budgets, all the confusing acronyms, all the strategies in our CSIP, they exist solely to make this exact paragraph a reality. Whether it's using the CRA framework in math, implementing 95 core phonics, or hosting a numeracy night, every single action step is just another brick we are laying to build this vision for every child.
So we've looked at our data honestly. We've charted a very clear course for literacy and math. We've mapped out the robust supports for you and for our families. The question now is, knowing our data, understanding our focused interventions, and feeling the full support of this community, how will you take this roadmap today, align it with your daily practice, and completely change a student's trajectory? The plan is in place. Now, let's go make it happen.